Hey folks, and welcome to part 10 of my no killing challenge. Last time we failed attempt 4, not 3 like that fool said last time. But attempt 5 has caught back up, so let's get started. Before that though, let's talk catch up. This time I realised I should have been using archaeology all along. It's not great, it's like looting items in a mob filled area, and I don't really go out my way to get dig sites, only go into those in new zones that I haven't been to yet, but the experience was good and helped boost up the mining, and get flying earlier. On top of that, I found 2 new quests in the Draenor areas that helped boost the early game experience, which is always a bit tight. Now then though, on to the present. Previously we ended up on the Isle of Thunder, so we have one last place to finish in Pandaria. Just before that however, we popped a Stormwind and take a ride with Fargo Flintlock to the Twilight Highlands. You'd think without a base no one would ask for help, but the Wildhammers in the north do want some beer and food, so we oblige. After that it's time to finally use Chromie's watch to teleport to the Timeless Isle. Normally while levelling you don't venture to these max level zones, but the Timeless Isle actually offers us nearly an entire level of quests. We explore the island, but also gather some coins by opening the large chests in the Elite Yondal area. There's 3 in total, because not only does the Timeless Isle offer experience, it also offers us a chance at gear. Gear is something I haven't mentioned much, but since we're limited by a few quests and treasures, gear is actually quite rare, especially when we don't tend to complete quest chains and the gear is generally rewarded at the end of a quest chain. Currently, for example, our chest piece is the same item from Hellfire Peninsula 30 levels and 4 expansions ago. The few free items we get here and there are great additions, even if we get unlucky with the duplicates in this particular run. Progressing through the quests, I decided to leave the Shrine quest. These shrines can occasionally be corrupted, and if they explode and kill Critter, that's going to give us credit, but the chance of experience is just not worth that. After we complete the quests, it's time for the other reason we're here, Draenor. Normally to enter Draenor you just go talk to the Khadgar, but this traps you in a starting zone that instantly requires killing. Any speedrunner will tell you the quickest way is to skip that, and just do it in an underwater cave. You can just sit in this chair here, click a fire, and get teleported to Draenor. Now it's time for another talk, because it's time to mention the Pathfinder, or account-wide flying. All the way back in part 1, I said I'd talk about it, after the rules of no mail from other characters in the auction house, along with no heirlooms. Those requirements were to see how the gold income and gear income is affected by the no killing requirement. Account-wide flying, however, is turned on by default. Because I'm a druid, I can't actually go into land travel form without the spellbook from the Dream Grove, something that I cannot access yet. There is another account-wide bonus coming up soon, even more restricted than flying, so I'm going to be allowing these account-wide bonuses to apply anyway. The idea of this challenge is to see what the game is like from an experience, gold and gear perspective, not mindless grinding. Otherwise this would just be another double agent character and I'd just be in the Jade Forest mining until 120. Besides, in Shadowlands these restrictions are being removed for all, so we'll do that earlier. Now for Draenor proper. Speedrunners will tell you Draenor is a great expansion. Treasures and bonus objective areas. We can't actually do any of the bonus objective areas, they all require killing, but treasures we can do. First up though is not Gorgorond. They require 92, so it's Frostfire Ridge first. That takes us to level 92 and that's what we need for Gorgorond. In fact, in Gorgorond we even managed to complete 2 quests, one of which is to speak to Yrel, who we've somehow already met, and then just go talk to Thalen, who wants freeing, but if you actually click him and accept his quest, you don't actually need to free him as he'll just magically appear somewhere else. We finished Gorgorond's treasures at level 93 and it's time to head to Shadowmoon Valley. Again we do some starting quests, but since we can't kill ravens we abandon the unbuilt garrison and it's back to treasures. Well, treasures and quests, because we have actually quite a few here. We collect flowers from the Orcish exiles, we find Fiona's caravans, we throw some rocks at some plants, we find some frogs, and more frogs, and also some scouts, all in the swamp. And then we take some carvings at the burial grounds. Combined with treasures we end Shadowmoon Valley at level 96, and finally, even better, we have the gold. Gold for what? returning to Stormwind to buy 280% flying at long last. We gained regular flying at level 58. Finally, 38 levels later, we have finally earned enough for the faster flying. And to get back, well, we have to go via Time of Exile again. Now though, it's Talador, and with a couple of quests to build our only building in Draenor, a mage tower, we can access 2 quests from the Kirin Tor. Then we head to some mines and de-enrage some moths. Other than that though, it's entirely treasures, all the way to 98, and then Spires of Iraq. This is another reason to take archaeology. It opens up more treasures. We complete, as always, early quests, and then storm the zone for treasures, helping out the goblins for a bit as well. Of special note here are the offerings to the Raven Mother. These grant rested experience boosts, but only if you're actually level 99 or below, so we need to make sure we grab these before we hit level 100, which we do in Spires of Iraq, and then head to Nagrand. As always, we do a few starting quests, in fact quite a few. We build a flying machine, save some Draenor, and collect a hammer. At the arena we're asked to head north and save someone else, and then collect his belongings. There's even more at the Throne of the Elements, as they have jobs for us, unlike Outlands, where they only wanted us to collect poop. One treasure though in Nagrand does deserve a special mention though, and that's a 20 slot bag. In fact, if you've been paying attention, I've only had 3 small bags for practically the entire game, as they are quest rewards from the starting zones, and now finally we have 4 bags and we haven't had to pay for them. And this one at 20 slots is pretty big. Along with treasures, we end at 103. Now, Warlords of Draenor may have intended to end at level 100, we're going to keep going. There's no quest in Tanan Jungle, but treasures take us to 104, and, give us a good weapon as that. Thank you for the Wowhead maps, you made Draenor quite quick. That's 14 levels in just over 4 hours. Now, after that, we're ready to leave. Next up, it's Legion. That, however, is an adventure for next week, so I'll see you there for the home stretch.